Marvin Devine. I'm saying bye to all the lies and all the times you cried, saying that I wasn't right, yet I was right by your side. You manipulator, playing games, your friends commentators, and I don't know what you say about our private conversations, but it's got them hating. Thanks to all the rumors you be claiming. It's cool, I'm done with you, so they can throw you a celebration. You gon' hate it when you see me with somebody living better. I'm trying to tell you that me just doing me gon' have you jealous.
Hello, folks. Welcome back. It's an early Saturday morning here on the East Coast of the United States, and my guests are also in the same time zone. Wow, how rare is that I get people in the same time zone, unless they're politicians or think tanks in D.C., but not the case. All right, let me just pull my score sheet out here because we've got an entire Wyatt army sitting in Pittsburgh for this morning's interview. We've got Lehani. Can you give us a wave there? There she is. We got Vince. All right, Levi. Chris. And Mikhail. And, of course, a lot of people tuning in for the now famous Bruce the Service Dog. There's Bruce relaxing himself away. Gosh, guys, welcome to the program. You all look pretty chopped there. I mean, I think there's going to be a shortage of coat hangers in Pittsburgh. You're smiling so much.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, it's a beautiful day today in Pittsburgh.
Well, yeah, Pennsylvania has a lot of beautiful days. I think you're going to find here at this latitude in the wintertime. Now here it's a little flatter. You got big hills around you there, but here it's a little flatter. The hills are to the west of me. But in the wintertime, because of the latitude and the angle of the sun, we get really beautiful sunrise and sunsets, and oftentimes you get purple skies. I don't know if you've seen that yet. It's just absolutely gorgeous. Something I rarely saw in South Africa. You get more of an orange-red there. All right, so, wow, Bruce the Service Dog is here, and he's just chilling. Look at that. Okay, before we go any further, I'm just going to deal with this right away, because if Americans are watching the program, I'm going to say, wait a second. All right, Lehani, okay, Vince, Chris, Levi. Wait. That's a young lady. What the heck is Levi? Isn't that a boy's name? What's going on there? Is this another one of those Afrikaans, mishmash of taking the parents' names and creating a name for one of your kids?
Well, not intentionally. We like the name Levi, and back in South Africa, it's a boy-girl name. Now we hear it's a boy name, but she's a girl. Yeah.
Oh, she's definitely a young lady. So Levi, let's focus on Bruce and yourself for a few minutes as we get started on this, okay? So how long have you had Bruce as a service dog?
So I've had him for 4 years. He was a service dog at 8 months old. At 8 months old, he could fully task and do his medical alerts and everything.
So how does that work? I understand that you have an issue, a medical issue, where your blood pressure will drop suddenly, and I can only imagine if that were to happen, you're unaware of it, you'd fall and injure yourself. So is that what Bruce's role is?
Yeah, so Bruce can smell the chemical imbalances that happen about 15 minutes before I faint, and he'll come sit in front of me and paw on my leg. Then I know I need to sit down. And then once I'm sitting down, he'll come lay on my legs, because that actually helps to force the blood back up to my brain. And if he catches a faint early enough and I actually listen to him and sit down, I sometimes don't even faint because my body gets a chance to stabilize. But other times, if I do faint, he'll just stay lying on top of my legs until I come by again. And once he stands up, then I know it's safe for me to stand up as well.
Well, Levi, that's astounding. I mean, it's amazing what dogs can do. By the way, folks, if you're in the chat and watching the program right now, wherever you're at, a little birdie told me that if you push the like button, instead of it just, expanding, you actually get a paw print shows up. So here is a motivation to push the like button with this lovely family here today, is you get to watch a paw print. So give it a shot there, folks. Hey, Chris, your little sister there, she's got this situation here. I mean, have you ever had to deal with it? I mean, she said she's had Bruce for 4 years, but did you ever experience this and have to intervene to help your sister in the past because of this, I don't know, we call it fainting episodes, I suppose?
Yeah, so we have this thing we call myself is I'm the service human when the service dog is not there. So there has been a few times where she faints and then I need to just make sure she's all right, her head is balanced and she's in a safe position, not in the way of people or anything.
Well, okay, so we have a service human. I don't think we get a special like button for a service human. Sorry about that, Chris. We can't help with that one. But so Levi, let me ask you this question. Not to be too personal, but I mean, it must be of interest to. Oh, Bruce is awake. He's awake now. Look at that. Is this? I mean, obviously, having Bruce must be a great comfort to you, but it must be a disorienting, a terrifying situation, or frightening. Or have you become accustomed to when this happens? It's just something you have to deal with every day.
But in the beginning, it would be very disorientating, and when I would regain consciousness, I would be a bit confused sometimes. But I think because of how long it's been happening, when I come to, I'm not too disoriented anymore. Obviously, the lights and stuff, I'm super sensitive to lights and sounds and things for a few minutes after. But Bruce is so good at helping me manage it. Like I said, if he catches the faints early enough, then my body has a chance to reset, and then I don't even faint. So he helps me a lot with that.
Oh, that's amazing. All right, Mikhail, we're not going to leave you out of this conversation there, bud. You know, Bruce isn't the only star of the show. Let's talk to you a little bit there. So you've come to America recently. What are your impressions so far? You've just been here a short time, Mikhail. What do you think so far?
It's like so much better than South Africa. It doesn't even have a rate. It's just like a new level.
All right. Well, it sounds like you're pretty excited. Hey, Chris, I got to tell you this. I'm looking at you, and you've got that kind of that skulk Brits look about you, and you've got a Springbok puffer jacket on. Any chance are you a rugby guy?
I watch rugby from time to time. I wouldn't say I know much about it. So, yeah, I don't ask me any rugby questions.
All right. I'll hold the rugby questions for Bruce. He's probably better informed. All right. Go ahead.
Is Levi's fiance.
Actually, yes.
So he's not our biological son.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. Say that. Okay, say that again. I didn't. So Levi's fiance?
Yes.
Levi, how old are you? I thought you're like 14 or something.
I'm 18. I'm 18.
Man, we're gonna have to call a cop to Pittsburgh. I mean, okay, Chris. Oh my goodness, are you robbing the cradle there, man? What's going on?
I've got it covered. Don't worry.
Oh my goodness. I honestly, I thought she was like 14 or 15.
Yeah, no.
Well, okay, I did see a ring on her finger, but you know, girls wear rings all the time now, so I was like, it looks like an engagement ring, but it didn't dawn on me. Well, okay, well, I don't stand corrected because I didn't say anything wrong, but wow, that's crazy. All right, okay, so Chris, you're the designated human. Well, you better be the designated human with your fiance. I mean, that's it makes a lot more sense now. I'm sorry, Levi, but you look like a 14-year-old girl. My apologies, sitting down there.
You can look on Bruce's service dog on the Instagram, and you'll see she's not a 14-year-old girl. She handles and trains big dogs.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we have yet another angle here. Two angles in this story for refugees. Number one, the first ever service dog that came over. We're going to talk about that story in just a minute with Lehani and with Vince. But also now we have a situation which, I mean, it happens, but I haven't done an interview with a partner or, you know, someone that's engaged that's come over. So Chris, you came over with the family, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
All right, so that's yet another one because we talked about this, you know, and how does this happen if it's going to happen? So obviously now, okay, Chris, you're over 18, right? Okay, please tell me you're over 18. Okay. You're going to start selling one of those Kentucky engagements here, you know, 14-year-olds. Okay. But I think we're safe because you're not cousins, so it's not Kentucky. Ooh, that was bad. Anyway. All right. Now, okay. So Chris, did you do your own case and was it linked to the family?
Yes, that's correct. So because of I'm not biologically connected to them. I had to fill in my own case. I had to do all my own things. When I registered for the program, I just filled in all my own things, and then they actually gave you an option to link a family, and that's what I did.
All right, now I really feel like a heel because I think I said earlier I said your little sister. Obviously, my little sister. So your is this all your biological family with you there, Lehani? I mean, you've got Mikhail and you've got Levi there. Are there others that are back in South Africa?
No, we're a family of 4.
Okay, cool. All right, just checking. All right, so Levi, you're the eldest.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm the oldest.
I'm the eldest too. It's a tough row to hoe. We got to be there for. Mikael gets to be the youngest. He gets over. He doesn't realize it.
Yeah. True story.
All right. Okay, guys, let's talk about the story here about what happened. Now, Lehani, as I understand it, and you reached out to me. By the way, thanks for watching the program. Thanks for engaging, because it's I appreciate when I see your comments. They're always rational. I don't always get rational comments from people in chat, so thank you for that. But so you reached out to me and said, look, we're having a problem. We can't get a booking, and fortunately, CDC works 24 hours a day. So I picked up the phone. I looked up the number. I called them. They gave me the number for the kennel and the agency that does that at the airport in Atlanta, but they weren't open. I had to wait till the next morning. But that was the first part of it, because you couldn't get a reservation for Bruce because they have to look him over when he arrives just to make sure, So that was a problem. That got sorted out, whether it was my intervention or a congressman, whatever. It got sorted out. You had a reservation, so things are going to be fine. Then you rock up at the assembly area, we'll call it that, and they're like, what's with the dog? Why do you have a dog here? And then I'm sure that you all felt crushed and just, like, what do you mean? We told you about this ever since the beginning. The first interview, we've been talking about a service dog. So, I mean, tell me a little bit about that story and what parts I missed, Lehani.
You said it right. So since the beginning, Bruce obviously went with Levi to all the interviews. And since they saw him, they assured us that there won't be any problems for him to travel with us, because he's a medical alert service dog. And we sent all his paperwork, everything, an email in, and they even took his information at the interviews. But like you say, just before we had to fly out, they gave us 6 days to get him ready to fly out. First of all, that's short to get a service dog ready, with a lot of paperwork. And like you said, we got it right. And as we wanted to fly, they cancelled it. They told us that they never told the people on this side that we are traveling with a service dog. And and as I was speaking to the lady on the phone, she looked through our records and said, "Oh, here I see the doctor did note it on the medical report. So it is here." And I don't know why, but we never told the people in the USA that you're traveling with a service dog, and we have to reschedule you. And I pleaded with her. She called me back 3 times because I asked her, can this not work? Or can that not work? Can that not work? And the last call, they said, no, sorry, there's just no way that you can fly out today. And obviously we were crushed because we didn't know whether they're going to put us on the rack and just forget about us.
They couldn't tell us when they would do the next one.
They told us they can't tell us when they will reschedule us, or whether we'll still be going to the same area and what we came to now. That was... Yeah, we were really down.
Lower than the basement.
Yeah. Yes.
Well, what I can assure you guys is the following, is that I was able to reach out to someone I know in the government and elevate I mean, there's no such thing as elevating cases, but the U.S. government, I believe, was embarrassed by what happened here, and as a consequence, they responded very quickly. So you had about a week of an interregnum in there, isn't that right, Vince? About a week before you left again?
Yes, it was about a week, sir, and well, to be exact, a week exactly. And so it was tough for us as a family, but thankfully, I mean, you, Colonel Chris, made a huge difference, and some other folks that we also know, Jim Allen, up in Pennsylvania as well, and his aunt, she works in government as well, and Congressman Ralph Norman. Together with you guys were like a team working, and it really made a big difference for us. It rattled some cages where it needed to be rattled. And, here we are today, and we're super thankful for that.
It was so wonderful to feel what the American people feel towards people with disabilities and service dog.
Yes.
Leslie Allen, she got Levi's number, and she stayed in contact with her throughout the entire flight.
Yeah.
Make sure that she boards, make sure that she's getting treated the way that she should get treated. And it was very comforting for Levi, especially to have someone that's presently on her case, helping her, seeing that she goes through the process. So I think all the different angles of people helping us came together and made this possible. And we're super grateful for every single person that stepped up and did what they didn't need to do. I mean, there's no one is putting pressure on anyone, or no one is obliged to help us like you, Chris. You did it out of your free will, and we feel so thankful for that, because if we were left all by ourselves, I don't think it would have been possible.
No, I can't even imagine as a father of a house it was devastating to us because everything on our side in South Africa has landed. There was no, income has stopped. Everything has landed. The house was empty. We literally slept on the floor for a week almost. And but yeah, super thankful. I think the difference that you made, Colonel, in this was super and amazing. And Leslie, Alan, and Ralph, and the government, Jim Allen. It was like a huge team, and we felt like we will be okay. And it gave us some assurance in a totally chaotic situation, which we are very thankful for.
Well, you say that now that it was okay, but I'm sure that was a very stressful week. I mean, that, especially as you kind of alluded, look at Chris smile like, yes, it was. No, I mean, this is one of the reasons why the people who had flights that were canceled during the shutdown, I reached out to try to help them find accommodation because I can empathize. I said, you've gotten rid of your vehicles, you've gotten rid of your accommodation, whether it's a house or it's an apartment or a flat. You've closed bank accounts. You have no way to get around. You're expecting to fly out, and then they just pull the carpet out from under you. It's very disorienting, that alone. So in your case, you're ready to go, and they didn't cancel your flight, but they wouldn't let you get on the plane. So I'm sure that was an incredibly stressful week while you guys were waiting to fly out. Levi, was it particularly stressful for you?
It was very stressful for me, and to export a dog, any dog, whether it's a service dog or not, from South Africa to the US, there's a lot of processes that have to be done. And I did that all on my own because my mother, like she would have liked to help me, but she's not the best with admin, paperwork and stuff. So I had to do it myself. And how the paperwork works is one form that the next form all builds on the previous one. So you have to do it in an order. And if one thing expires, you have to do everything over again. And each form takes bookings at places. So Bruce had to go see the regular vet, get examined by them, signed off by them. That paperwork needed to be filled out 100% correct. No, you can't even write in handwriting. You need to be typed, etc. That needs to then go to the state vet, who's almost always fully booked as well in Cape Town side. And all of that was ready for him to fly. When it got cancelled, that was the last day we could fly out in that paperwork. So I had to do everything again, which was very, very stressful for me. It was horribly stressful. And we had an appointment at the state vet on that side in Stellenbosch to get him rechecked and re-sign the paperwork. And the day before we were supposed to go to that appointment, they called us and they said there's been an outbreak of, I don't know what it's in English, but Afrikaans is back and close here, in the cattle and stuff, foot and mouth disease in the cattle. So that facility is completely closed. They will not be able to see us. And we had to then find a way. It was on a Friday, which is the busiest day for all of the state vets. We had to find a way to get him then rebooked for the Cape Town state vet, which luckily we did get a place. It was extremely
yeah, and then the Thursday afternoon before the Friday, the next morning, the people called us and said, all right, they can make a new booking. And they were super friendly with us because I think there was someone by the name of Chris Wyatt and those guys making fire under them. And they were very friendly to us. And, and then they said, all right, get the booking. And once you come back from the state vet, then you send us the paperwork and we make the airplane ticket, the booking immediately. And then the Thursday afternoon, as we were about to pick up food from another Wyatt Army person, they call the vet called us and said, all right, but there's foot and mouth appointments are cancelled. I know, but for us it was stressful, super stressful. And we're like, what else? What else is going to go wrong? And but yeah, like Levi said, we got the booking, and thankfully everything worked out from there.
Vince,
What really helped?
Leonie, I forgot that the Wyatt Army helped. I mean, somebody reached out with cash, if I remember correctly, and got you some cash, and other people offered accommodation, but I think you got sorted on that, and we got you food. I forgot all that. I mean, look, we try to help people as much as possible. I forgot we did all these things. Wow, thanks for reminding me.
Yeah.
I think what really helped with Bruce as well, that before the first flight, we had all these things in order already. Project X with Nicole really helped us to get all of that in order with Sumari, that's working there at the state vet. And she was on my WhatsApp giving me advice. Okay, go there, do this. And like I said, it took a village to get this this dog here.
Yeah.
So, guys, there's a couple questions in the chat. Let me address them very quickly here. The first one is people are asking about whether by the way, Ben Stapleberg, I do see the chat. I try to bring your questions in, but I'm doing an interview. It isn't always possible, and I'll take a pause right here. People are asking if he's a pit bull. He's not a pit bull. Someone said he's Amstaff, and the person who said that is Rochelle Pretorius, who says that's a member of your family, a relation.
That is my sister.
They have Bruce's biological brother from the same litter.
And she mentioned that. So that's interesting. So an Amstaff, American Staffordshire Bull Terrier. That's what he actually is. Okay, interesting. So that's people are putting a lot of paws up in the chat. That's pretty cool. Yeah. So guys, if you got questions, Snippets wants to know, did Bruce travel in the Holder cabin? Obviously, Snippets is not watching my videos because I showed a picture of Bruce in the cabin at Levi's feet. Got to travel there, but he's not tiny. He looks smaller on the plane.
What is he doing?
It's a good thing that Levi's not huge, otherwise there'd been no room for Bruce there. She's kind of small. Wow. So look, Levi, I'm gonna say, look, it did all fall to you, and I'm sure that was stressful. But again, I thought that we were talking about a 14, 15-year-old girl, so I was expecting your mom to do everything. But you're an adult now. You're engaged, so that's your job now, right? Now you gotta start.
Yeah. But funny enough, this whole thing kicked off on my birthday, where I turned 18. So it literally, my birthday was on the 30th of January, and that was in the middle of getting that CDC booking the very first time and everything like that. So I was kind of thrown into the deep end.
Yeah.
All right.
But you handled it like a soldier.
Yeah. No, well, speaking of soldiers, everybody in the room except for Levi is wearing camouflage trousers.
Yeah, it was unintentional. I must say, it was unintentional.
Yeah, we all got downstairs and like, oh no, we're all wearing the pants.
So I guess it is the Wyatt Army actually marching along there. All right, Chris, now I'm going to give you a hard time. Okay, her birthday is on January 13th, if I heard correctly. Is that right?
January 30th, yes.
30th? Oh, 30th.
Yeah, for Levi, yes.
Okay, all right. No. Levi's birthday is the 30th. Okay. So, Chris, when did you get engaged?
The 18th of September.
All right, so 911. Okay, yes, I'm concerned about the welfare of a minor here. Yeah.
So let me explain. Let me explain as the father here. So.
You got some splaining to do.
Yeah. So I mean, obviously there would be a lot of folks with questions, but so Chris, he's been living with us for the last 2.5 years. As a son in the house, and. They wanted to get engaged. They both finished with school, and I said to them, "Listen, you both are very mature for your age, and I will allow it because I can oversee this and make sure you guys don't make stupid decisions. And it's just in our house, it was a commitment, just a further commitment between them. They because they know they want to get married, and I said, okay, I'll oversee this as a father, and once you guys are in a job and you are independent, then I've got no problem you guys getting married. So I see the engagement just as a further commitment towards each other, And so I said, all right, in that case, you have my permission.
All right. But just a programming announcement. I am traveling to Western Pennsylvania in a few weeks, and I will investigate this situation further when I'm there. All right, so we're going to come back to that story again, Chris. I can let you off the hook on that one. But, okay. So, Mikhail, you've just got here a short while ago. I would imagine you haven't enrolled in school yet. You're not in school yet, are you?
Not yet.
Okay. Whoa, phone fell. The phone fell.
Yeah, sorry, that was Mikhail with his foot.
Oh, okay. There we go. Okay, so he hit it with his foot. Okay. All right. Well, you see, refugees don't always have all the equipment. Can you still hear me?
There you go.
Okay, there we go. You couldn't hear me. Okay. No,
There you go.
Yeah, so the refugees don't always have all the kit they need. In this case, they don't have the tripods and stands that we need for the interviews. So, Mikhail, you haven't started school yet.
Yeah.
Are you excited about going to school, or have you thought about that?
very excited.
You don't sound very excited.
I think it's not used to it, Tom.
It's not wrong with it, yeah?
Yes. So,
Let's just check the audio here.
Can you hear me now? You guys hear me now?
I can hear you. Can you hear us?
I can hear you fine.
for some reason the phone is just very soft, but we can hear you.
You must have turned down the volume.
Yeah. What is this? Sorry again.
All right.
Press the volume button.
Yeah, can you? Yeah,
What
press
is
the volume
that?
button. You got it. You got it. I'll give you
There
a
you
count. 10. Is
Think
that
we-
better? Must-
Can
Is that better? Can you hear me?
you hear us?
I can hear you fine. Can you hear me? Now it's frozen. The camera's frozen. Oops. Oh well.
Hey, there we go. We're back.
Okay. All right. Now we're back.
Can you hear us now, sir?
I can hear you, but now Lehani needs to sit back. There we go, because her head disappeared. Okay, so you guys can hear me. All right, so Mikhail, you said you were excited, but I'm not convinced. You're like, yeah, I'm excited. So what
Yeah,
grade?
I'm still waking up, so
Oh, okay, you're still waking up. What? It is kind of early. What grade were you in back at school?
I don't know.
What standard? Sorry.
Grade 8, he's a homeschooler.
Oh, homeschool. Okay. Oh, then he can start school at any time.
Yes.
So who does?
Yeah, so he actually said he quite, he would like to go and do public school here. And so we said, yeah, it shouldn't be a problem. So he's excited to meet some friends and all that. So.
I don't know what happened to the camera. Oh, there it goes. Okay, your video was kind of grainy. It must have just come back signal there. Look at Bruce, man. Now he's got his head sideways. This dog likes
Yeah.
he likes to chill. All right, so homeschooling. So like I said, you can do that at any time. That's so. Who does the teaching? Is it you, Lehani, or is it Vince?
He told me he's tired of my voice, so we're thinking of sending him to public school.
Oh, wow. He's tired of your voice. You think he's in public school? That's fascinating. All right, let's shift gears a little bit, guys. Folks, if you're just tuning in, you're listening to the Oosthuizens family in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Recent arrivals in the United States through President Trump's refugee resettlement program. We've got Vince and Lehani. It's the couple, along with their daughter, Levi. Still scratching my head about that one. That's a boy's name on this side, but we'll figure that out. And Mikhail and the cradle robber, Chris, over there, who is the fiance of Levi. All right, guys, let's shift the focus a little bit here. So, Vince, you guys decided to apply for the refugee program. When did you first hear about this program and how?
Quite an interesting story. Our story, in November 2024, believe it or not, I just had the unction, with all the stuff that was happening in South Africa, I had an unction. And I said to Leonie in November 2024 already, I said to her, listen, I think you must start putting a document together or something with, so we can motivate why we as a family would actually want to apply for refugee status to the U.S. administration. That was November 2024. And she said, but, she looked at me funny, but why do you want to do that? And I said, I don't know, but I just feel like, in my heart that something needs to happen. We need to get out of here. And then in February, it was the 7th of February, if I can remember correctly, it was a Friday night. I stood in the living room. I called the family together. I said, listen, guys, if for some reason, because we're going to hand in this document, send it to the embassy or whatever and see, hope for the best. And it was a Friday night, the 7th of February. I stood in the house, I called them again. I said, listen, if by some chance or some miracle, we get refugee status, then we will go. And then only we knew about it. The Saturday morning, I woke up with a link that a friend of mine sent to me with the words like, look at this. And I opened the link and there was President Trump signing his executive order for Afrikaners and the minorities. And we were like, how is this even possible? And so we literally immediately went and, we did further investigation. We applied for the program, and here we are. And it was amazing. So, some struggles up and down, some difficulties here and there, and with people being not positive about it, especially the people that are living in areas where I would consider still to be like bubble areas, where they don't they don't experience firsthand what is actually going on in areas that we come from. And friends of mine, I mean, yesterday morning I got a message from one of my friends. He's the boss of the security company in the town that we came from, a small town, farm town. One of his friends got attacked the 3rd of February, I think it was sort of 13th or something like that, up in a farm in Swartbruggens. They got attacked on the farm. They survived it, luckily. But, so I think people living in the areas where it's still safe, in a little bit of a bubble, they don't realize what's going on. And they are quick to criticize. They're quick to criticize, they're quick to ridicule, and we had to kind of just turn a blind eye and shut our ears a little bit, and because we knew what we knew. And I worked with Farm Watch in the area that I lived, so I know a little more than the normal person in the bubble area. And we work together with law enforcement, we work together with police. The part of the police, I'm not saying the town so that people can't, kind of criticize the police there, but most of the police are corrupt. And luckily there was a commander of the station there. He's not a corrupt guy, he's an awesome guy. He worked together with us in many situations on farms. He would call us and not even reach out to the own police. As a station commander, he would call us to go into the situation. And many of the situations I didn't even talk about. But here we are, thankfully, and we are very thankful to President Trump for giving us an opportunity for people who are really going through the stresses and the fears of what's happening and increasing actually as we speak, to enroll in this program and to get to safety with their families.
Well, not to get away from the topic at hand, but Bruce looks like a dinosaur upside down now.
Yeah.
Yeah, like what's going on here?
He looks like a dinosaur. People are loving Bruce there. Yeah. So let me see. There's a question over here in the chat. I see if it's still there. No, I guess it wasn't a question. I thought I saw a question. A lot of people were. Oh yeah, someone's asked about Levi. Yeah, Levi was 18. That's why he had to do his own. Or no, not Levi. Levi wasn't 18. That's why she was on the family's application. Sorry. Yeah. So Chris had to do his own. He was over 18, and he did his own, and it got linked. So sorry for See, I fell into that trap. Levi said he. I get confused. I'm all confused about pronouns now. We're not even talking about transgender today, and I'm confused about pronouns. You think this is crazy? Anyway, so Leilani, what's this like for you guys? I mean, I don't know your personal situation, what you may or may not have gone through where you guys live, but in its early days, you've only recently arrived. But I mean, like I said, there's going to be a coat hanger shortage in Pittsburgh because you guys have got them all in your mouths with those big, broad smiles. But I mean, is there a sense of relief, or are you excited about coming over, Leilani? I mean, getting your family over here?
I was thinking about that this morning. I think to me, it's a lot like having a baby. 4 days after having a newborn baby, you're in shock, but you're happy, but you need to adjust. It's going to be good, but obviously it's not comfortable all the time. So you need to have your mindset right and be in this for the long run. And we were very blessed with great caseworkers. And we love the place that we stay in. We have nothing to complain. I think for me personally is the lack of sleep. I don't do too well with little sleep. And having to do all the admin and immediately be locked in and focused to get your things ready was maybe hard for me than for other people because I need a tiny bit more sleep. I'm getting into the sleep. They slept on the plane. I was too excited. I was awake and looking at them, and I think that's where the trouble came in. Not having enough sleep on the plane.
If I can add something, Colonel, yesterday Levi went out to walk alone in the streets, and I'm like, it was for me as a father. I was like, back where I come from, it can never happen. I always had to play bodyguard to Levi. I mean, she has gotten multiple death threats where we lived, herself and her dog, from the majority on that side. Death threats that said to her, get out of the country, or we'll come and kill you and your dog. We'll shoot your dog. Do what we want to do anyways. All that stuff. But to me, it was a real, it was difficult yesterday when she said she wanted to go and walk with the dog. And we're like, I don't know if you can go alone. And she actually walked alone. And folks stopping next to her saying, you need a ride, young lady. It was to me, it was
so amazing to know I can actually let my daughter go and she can go walk alone in the neighborhoods, up on the streets, without me having to fear it and worry that she'll be all right, you know.
No, that's got to be a sense of relief. Work people just asked a question asking me if they have a social media page. Of course they do, folks. Once again, people not seeing my content. I did a video when I was in Dallas, you know, because I was down there when they flew, and it was it showed, of course, Bruce in the cabin with Levi, and also we put the social media link up there. Bruce's Service Dog. They have an Instagram account. Levi, tell us about the Instagram account. Has it been around for a long time, or something you did because you're coming over?
So my Instagram account, Bruce's Service Dog, has been around since the day I got Bruce 4 years ago. And if you scroll down far enough, you'll see his whole journey from a puppy and everything. You'll have to scroll down really far though. And it grew into such an amazing community with the service dogs are unfortunately still a very novel thing in South Africa. Even though all the laws are actually extremely similar to the US when it comes to service dogs, the people don't get informed on the laws because there's not many service dogs, so they can sort of ignore it and still get away with it. And it became such an amazing community for South Africans who were learning about service dogs, because for many of them, Bruce is the first service dog that they've ever seen or heard of. And I have a really, really amazing community actually from the US as well, who has been following my journey for some of them years already. And they have also been such a nice support network for me on this side. But my account, you'll see all Bruce's training. Bruce can do really, really good high level like dog obedience. So he's like a little Swiss Army knife. He can do anything. So all these obedience is on there. And then I also, back in South Africa, started, because I couldn't find a job. Like I knew that even once I turned 18, I wouldn't be able to find a job in South Africa. So I started like doing dog training, and I learned more about dog training. And my page also became like how can I say a platform where people could see my dog training journey as a person as well. And it's also, I have a small bit dog training business that back in South Africa I had a small dog training business with in-person clients, and that's also on my Instagram. It's basically like an everything Instagram account.
She's being very honest. Bruce has gotten over 1 million views.
Okay, so Bruce gets on average between 10 and 12 million views a month on his social media.
Oh my goodness! Wow, I would kill for that. Can I borrow Bruce for a few weeks for my channel? I mean, I'm excited about the fact that I just hit 40 million views on the channel a couple of days ago.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but I'm just a piker. Bruce is getting 10 to 12 million a week. What's going on here? I'm way behind. You know, I'm always joking, if I had a C cup and a 22-inch waist and wear a bikini, I'd get 1 million views. But apparently I need a service dog to make that happen. I didn't realize that. Well, that's fascinating. Well, folks, I'll put the link in this video, a surprise. But again, it just, YouTube doesn't tell people about the videos, but I did do a couple videos about them coming over when they were en route. I had the photograph of Bruce on the plane. And Rochelle has answered the question about what Bruce did about his business on the plane, because someone asked that question, how did Bruce take care of his business on the plane? So Rochelle answered, you guys don't have to address that. She's already addressed that. So, all right. So now the question comes back to, is it because your social media account? Is that why you were getting death threats, Levi? I mean, I didn't know you were getting death threats. That's well, I would say it's shocking, except it's not. It's South Africa. So what was that all about? I mean, and when did it start? Did it start with the social media account, or was it for some other reason?
So with my social media, I think the majority of my audience was South African. So I was just more under the spotlight on with your average South African people. And unfortunately, my account, I've never discussed politics. I've never discussed race. I've never discussed the political situation in South Africa or the racial tensions. I don't discuss that. It's a purely dog training and service dog account. And I've also never shown any hate towards any type of person on my account either. And as my account started getting more views, South Africans would be commenting, unfortunately, from racial majority groups, would be commenting under my posts. I have had hundreds already up until now, about how the Buddha should get out of the country that they've stolen from the other people, and or else they're going to drive us to the sea and kill us. I've had people telling me, like what my dad said, one of the comments was, get out of the country or be killed. And many comments saying that to us, you Dutch people should go back to Europe or else we're going to kill you. And unfortunately, many comments were directly threatening my dog and myself, where they would say, we'll just shoot your dog and do what we want anyway. I've had a lot of comments in that similar nature, and unfortunately, if you go to the profiles, you'll see it's fellow South Africans that are leaving those comments. And about 3 weeks before we flew out, I actually had the most surprising comment to this date. It was of I think the account is based in Durban. I went to go look. A guy telling me that he would like to kidnap me and take my fingers for Muti because I'm a white girl. Yeah, that was quite shocking. I didn't expect that. So
Yeah, that's pretty hectic. I mean, that's an awful lot to deal with as a teenager, as you're coming of age. I mean, you should be more focused on your own care, your future, your job prospects, and now your engagement and what you're going to do. So you guys are engaged and you've just arrived. I mean, is it too soon to ask a question? Are we looking at, 5-year engagement, 5-month engagement? Have you thought about this? Has a date been set? No pressure. Just curious minds want to know.
No specific date has been set yet. I think once we're on our feet and we can properly sustain ourselves without having to rely on my parents at all or anyone else, then we will go ahead and set the date.
Yeah, in 50 years' time. I think in 50 years' time.
So, Chris.
Something I also.
Whoops. Go ahead.
Something I forgot to mention on my social media while we're talking about that. So, and for me, I couldn't go into malls or shopping centers or even just go walk in the streets by myself. I would always either need to take Chris with me or my dad or both. Because when Bruce's account was so well known in South Africa that I would be walking on the street and I would have random cars talking like, is this Bruce's service dog? And while it's really heartwarming in a way where it's nice people that recognize us, I'm sure there's also plenty of people with ill intentions who have probably also already recognized us. Yeah, so that was also something I always have to be worrying about.
As I said, that's just really hectic. You shouldn't have to do with that. So, Chris, what occupation are you interested in going to? What field? Because you just finished school recently, I imagine.
Yeah, so in South Africa, my friend helped me with a job, and I did beekeeping for 4 months. And I mean, if there's beekeeping, yeah, I would really like to go into that. But otherwise, I'm quite adjustable. Like I can really adjust, and I can really do what I need to do. But yeah, if I can, beekeeping is definitely something out there.
Well, Chris, I don't know if you know this, but I'm a qualified beekeeper. I graduated Michigan State University.
Like
Small world, huh? Small world. The only domesticated insect. You got a domesticated dog there, but we got domesticated insects in the form of bees. Yeah, no, it's for me, education is a lifelong process, and I'm always trying to learn and develop new skills. And that opportunity became available. That's a very expensive program at Michigan State University's agricultural department. It would have cost me over $10,000 in tuition, but for veterans, they offer the program for free. And it was done by distance. So I was able to complete the program in a year. And I don't have any hives because I'm in a residential area and you can't keep bees here, unfortunately. But I do help beekeepers on occasion. In fact, my first time touching bees after being qualified in late 2020, is it 23 or 22, I was in Somerset West and dealing with those nasty, angry African bees, the honeybees that are down there. So funny thing, we went out and we did this. Garrett Gillich and I went out and we saw the beekeepers, and everyone got stung except me. All right, so look at Bruce, man. He's just chilling. All right, so Mikael, let's get back to you here quick and ask you a couple questions so you don't get too bored with the program. So, how old are you, by the way? I didn't ask you that question.
I'm turning 15 this year.
Turning 15, okay. Well, it's time to start thinking about what you want to do in the future. Have you thought about what you want to do when you leave school? You want to go to university or tech school? Do you want to go in the workforce? If you want to be a fireman, you want to be a jet fighter pilot, you want to be a farmer? Have you thought about that?
I thought maybe studying for being a mechanic.
Like an automotive mechanic?
Yeah.
Well, there's plenty of work for that. There's 200, 300 million vehicles on the road, 400 million vehicles on the road in America. So plenty of work for that, and it pays pretty well. Lots of opportunity there. So, that's a good field to get into, especially if you like to work with your hands. Vince, what's your background? Have you got a standard background, or have you done a whole bunch of things?
So I've been in early days. I've been involved in the sports coaching and things like that, fitness coaching. I'm coaching my wife as well in the mountain biking. But then also we were together in the ministry, doing work of ministry like missionaries, and we had a small little church that we pastored as well. And a lot of different areas. I'm also a musician that makes music. I like the country rock style of music, country rock blues, and so we, I think back in South Africa, people love the music, but I guess, and I'm taking a wild guess that around here, that kind of genre of music would be more acceptable. So I'm really thinking of even going further in my music as well. I brought out 2 albums a couple of years ago, and so maybe get some good old cowboy music going there, but we'll see.
Well, I was just in Dallas, and Ross came and sang at Meet and Greet. I don't know if you got a chance to see that. He was a heck of a performer. I didn't even realize that he was that good. Sings country, sings rock, sings pretty much everything, but also, of course, in Afrikaans. I was really impressed to hear that. And, of course, it's well known that I have absolutely no musical talent whatsoever. We can't deny that. I cannot sing. I cannot play an instrument. It's already been investigated by the South African, like the ASPCA, which you guys have down there, Society for Prevention of Cruelty to Animals. When Steve Hofmeyer forced me to sing the Ballad of the Green Beret with him on the stage at Velbedock, ever since then there have been a very small number of stray cats in Wellington because they all ran off to Parle. They're no longer there, and so I scare. So it's a proven fact. But I am a talented AI music producer. I've got quite a few songs there, so that's interesting.
Yeah.
Well, the sky's the limit here, Vince. I mean, you'll be able to apply your skills here, and I'm sure you can find something that will work for you. So, Lehani, do you work as well, or have you worked as well, or are you stay at home? Which do you do? Some of both, because you talked about doing homeschooling for Mikhail.
Yes, I'm going together in the ministry. We both qualified pastors for 25 years. But I'm also I'm in South Africa a professional mountain biker on the elite mountain biking team. So I hope to compete in a race soon here in the US. I saw this one happening end of March. So I'm training and staying fit so that I can compete here as well.
Well, this is like the epicenter of mountain biking. I mean, that's something Americans absolutely love, and I mean the kits you can get for that's amazing here. The bikes you can get. So I suspect, especially in the hills of Western Pennsylvania, you're gonna have lots of opportunity for mountain biking. And I imagine you don't have a bike now because you probably couldn't bring it. But the first chance you get a bike, I'm sure that you'll find something that meets your needs.
Well, we did bring our bikes over. I was not going to give it there, and everyone interested. If you pack it in a proper bike box, it will cost you $45 extra, which is not much to bring a bike with. It's going to be uncomfortable. It counts like extra luggage, like extra check-in luggage. It's similar to that. So it's uncomfortable hauling that thing around, but it's worth it. It was really worth it for us to bring our bikes with us.
Okay.
If I can just say something.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry to interrupt. So I was speaking because of my involvement with Farm Watch and working together with law enforcement in that as well as a volunteer. I spoke to some folks on this side, and the security sector, actually I heard via different people, for those who are interested, maybe some of the viewers, if you are in security and things like that, it's a very well-paid environment here in the US. So that is definitely an option to the guys out there, even the ladies who are, maybe interested in that. And there's a real good option on the side.
Well, so I'm gobsmacked here. So, Lehani, you said that it costs just $45 to ship your bicycle. I mean, I have to pay $150 for an extra bag of 23 kgs. That hardly seems fair.
No, $$50, but it was charged $45. We paid, how much was it together?
It was $90.
No, $90 together.
We paid for both bikes in Rand. We paid just over 3,000 for both bikes.
Wow, that's incredible. I mean, I guess they treat it like ski equipment and that sort of, and a guitar or something like that, that's pretty good. I know the audio is breaking. What do you want me to do about it, Shylock? Honestly, thank you for sharing the painfully obvious. We know it's breaking up. Good Lord. Life is not always easy here. We're doing this over, their phone, which has been a little wonky since it fell on the floor. Thank you for that, Mikhail. No, and I'm getting asked a question here over and over again, and I'm not sure why I'm being asked this question about, are there any English speakers? Yes, there are English speakers. I've watched. No, you haven't watched all my interviews. I've interviewed several English-speaking South Africans who have come over as refugees from the very outset. I've also interviewed lots of Afrikaner South Africans with strange English surnames like the Smiths yesterday, but they are Afrikaners. So yes, I've interviewed coloreds, I've interviewed Indians, I've interviewed white South Africans, both Afrikaner and English speakers. So it's not new. We've now done well over 30 of these interviews with folks coming over. Sorry, guys, I had to address that because someone keeps asking the question over here. So I just put that in. It seems like a lot of people are tuning into YouTube for the first time in their lives. But boy, I'll tell you, man, Bruce is like so chilled. I mean, I wish I was that laid back. Look at him.
Funny.
Bruce wasn't kept in quarantine when he arrived. No, you guys got him right away after a short. I mean, the vet saw him, and then how long did you have to wait to see him, Levi?
So, people were very helpful. Again, I wonder why. But the people were extremely helpful, and there was an escort. The kennel manager or owner actually personally escorted us from the airport to the kennel facilities, and because we arrived so early, we were the first people there, and they checked over Bruce, and that was great, but that took maybe 30 minutes or 45 minutes at most. From there, we went to his kennels to wait for the CDC approval, but again, I wonder why. That came extremely, extremely fast. I've heard that normally you wait between 4 and 6 hours for the CDC approval. We got ours within an hour. So, yeah, that was very quick. But also because Bruce had a valid rabies titer test, it meant that he didn't have to get quarantined. So any pet that has a valid rabies titer test from a CDC approved laboratory does not have to be quarantined.
All right, well, that's good to hear. So let me ask, we're going to unfortunately have to wrap up here shortly because I'm sorry, but I've got Rugby Ascendant coming up, and it's Ireland versus Italy. But we'll consider this to be a starter, an appetizer, because I'll be coming out to Western PA and meet with you guys in person. We'll talk much more in depth, and maybe Levi and Bruce and I can walk around. But I am going to answer one question here real quick before I ask Chris something else, and that is, and then we'll wrap up. And that is, someone's asking, has he seen snow? Yes, he has. In fact, the family was given snow boots for the dog. He had little booties, but apparently didn't like them. So that was interesting. Hey, Chris, can you believe you're here? I mean, have you thought about this? Have you ever pinched yourself since you arrived and like, wow, I can't believe I'm actually in America?
We came here and I was like, this feels like a very long, nice dream. And every time I wake up, and I look out the windows and I see snow and I see a very nice neighborhood. I'm like, am I sleeping or am I awake? What's happening here? But yeah, the reality is kicking in slowly but surely, but it's great. It's been great, really.
Well, that's truly amazing. Great to hear. Listen, okay, I've figured out the secret now. Ronaldo has 2 dogs, and it seems to work, particularly when he howls with them. You've got Bruce and 10 million views per week. I'm going to have to go get myself a French poodle or something, one of those little tiny purse dogs. So I can Yeah,
So
I could put him up here on the table, and he could just be next to the microphone, and maybe my views will soar. All right, guys. Unfortunately, we do have to wrap up. So, Lehani, I'm going to give you the chance to do the wrap up for the family, since you and I are the ones who've been chatting the most. And then when I come out there and see you guys in a few weeks, we'll give everybody a chance to do a wrap up. Does that seem fair?
Yeah, that's great. Thank you. Once again, thank you to the White Army and Chris, you as well, that helped us to be able to sit here with big smiles on our faces. And the Leslie and the big ones and Jim, Alan, that helped us. But we hope to see you soon to give you that right, Ricky.
Yes.
And when you come, you're going to see Bruce can talk, he can sing, he can stand on his hands, he can spin around, he can do incredible stuff that you won't even believe. So we're looking forward to that too.
Well, I am looking forward to that because we know that Carter can sing, and we've heard Carter sing on Ronaldo's program. He doesn't dance, though. I haven't seen Carter dance, so I look forward to seeing what Bruce is up to. I actually look forward to seeing Bruce when he's not comatose. I mean, dude's got me tired here. I'm starting to fall asleep.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I just really want to encourage everyone back to school in South Africa that's in the waiting process. It seems to, the closer you get to the departure date, the harder the waiting is. The anticipation, in the beginning, you know it's going to come, but when it's close and you see everyone here, if you're still there, you just hang on. I'm sure your time will come. And be prepared when you come over to make it work, to come over with an open mind and expect whatever situation comes your way, and make it work.
That's awesome. Thanks, guys. Hold on a second. I've got a call. Allegheny County Police Department. Yeah. No, I'm the one that made the 911 call about this, the child bride situation we got going on out here. It's human trafficking in Western Pennsylvania. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Okay. No. I'll give the address in just a moment. Okay. Thanks. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. All right. Well, guys, if there's a knock on the door shortly, be sure to open the door so they don't have to knock it down. Okay. All right. Now Bruce is awake. Now that we're wrapping up, look at him going. Now he got his chops going. All right, guys. Thank you. He reminds me of the dog from the Little Rascals. That spot on his face, So look at him. All right. Thank you all so much for coming. I really appreciate your flexibility coming out early on a Saturday morning. Have a lovely day. We'll stay in touch, and I look forward to my trip out there to see you guys soon. God bless, and welcome to America.
Bye.
All right, folks, there you go. I'm going to put them in the waiting room because he's going to turn that off, and then we're going to wrap up here, okay? There we go. All right, well, I hope you found that appealing, interesting, fantastic story. I had no idea that Bruce was that famous. Bruce the Service Dog on Instagram, 10 million views a week. That's pretty incredible. And thank you all for coming. Remember, if you hit the like button, you get a paw. So, try it. See if you can get the paw and see how many likes. Let me take a look and see how many likes we got on the stream. I'm just very curious about that. Because 490, so there's still a few more of you here that haven't hit that like button yet. Hit that like button, you'll get a paw print up there. It's pretty cool. And thanks to the family, they're wonderful to chat with. I really, really enjoyed it. Who's Bruce? Bruce is the dog. Isn't it in the title of the stream? I thought it was in the title of the stream. Anyway, yeah. So be sure to hit that. Get your paw print for a pawsome interview. Yeah, cool beans. All right, thanks everybody. And again, we had different angle here. We had two angles here. We had a non-DNA related person in the form of Chris, who was engaged to Levi. And he did his own application as an 18-year-old and then linked it to the family and came over with them. So we did that. Plus, we have our first ever service dog that's come to America. So there you go. All right. Thank you for the $20 there, Linda Bradley. Appreciate that. For Starbucks, it just came up. Let me go ahead and turn on the alerts. Sorry, that's off. Oh, come on. I always have a hard time finding this thing. I don't know why. I found it earlier when I wasn't looking for it. There it is, alert box. Thank you for the $20. And thanks everyone who had a super chat in here. I tried to answer your questions as best I could as we went along. But I have to switch over to Rugby Ascendant now for the for the Ireland-Italy game. Thank you for being here. Thanks to my guests. And we'll catch you guys a little bit later on. Okay? Cheers. God bless.